There are 14 passengers on a bus in Vermont. It is December 1st, 1949. The bus makes its second-to-last stop before Bennington. Everyone on that bus sees an elderly man in his seat. His luggage is in the rack above him. He is, by all witness accounts, asleep. The bus completes its route. The doors open in Bennington. The passengers begin to collect their things. The seat is empty. The luggage is still there. The bus timetable he had been reading is still open on the cushion where he was sitting. There is no way he got off the bus. There is no record of him walking past any other passenger. No one saw him move. No one saw him stand. No one saw him leave. He was there, and then he simply wasn't. If you walk away from this video without finishing it, you are going to be haunted by that image. An open bus schedule sitting on an empty seat for longer than you think. James Edward Tedford was 68 years old, a World War I veteran, a long-term resident of the Bennington Soldiers Home, a state facility for elderly veterans in Bennington, Vermont. On December 1st, 1949, he had been traveling back from a visit with relatives in St. Albans, Vermont, roughly 70 miles north of Bennington. The bus made multiple stops. 14 passengers confirmed seeing Tedford on the bus at the final stop before Bennington. Multiple sources described him as seated, calm, apparently sleeping, unremarkable in every way. When the bus arrived in Bennington, the last stop, he was not there. His luggage remained on the rack above his empty seat. An open bus timetable lay on the cushion. No passenger saw him rise. No passenger saw him pass. The driver had no memory of him disembarking. There was no record at any intermediate stop of him leaving the vehicle. He was never seen again. Investigators later learned that the bus driver had made a brief unscheduled stop, approximately 1 mile from Bennington, due to a minor mechanical concern. The stop lasted less than 5 minutes. No passengers reported anything unusual during that stop, but it represents the only possible window during which something unplanned could have occurred. What happened in those 5 minutes, if anything? What could have drawn a 68-year-old veteran off a moving bus in December, in the dark, in the Vermont countryside, without any witness noticing and without any trace being left behind? Now here is the context that transforms this from a strange disappearance into something that sits in a different category entirely. December 1st, 1949 was exactly 3 years to the day from the disappearance of Paula Welden, an 18-year-old student at Bennington College who had vanished on a hiking trail in the same general area on December 1st, 1946. Before Welden, in November 1945, Mitty Rivers, a 74-year-old hunting guide, disappeared on the long trail near Glastenbury Mountain. Only a rifle cartridge and a handkerchief were ever found. After Tedford in October 1950, 8-year-old Paul Jepson vanished from his mother's truck while she fed pigs on their farm. A bloodhound tracked his scent to a crossroads and then nothing. The trail simply ended. And Frietta Langer, a 53-year-old experienced hiker, vanished in the same area just weeks later, in October 1950, the only one of the cluster to ever be found. Her body, when discovered 6 months later, was so decomposed that the cause of death could not be determined. 5 people, 5 years. One tightly bounded area of southwestern Vermont centered on Glastenbury Mountain, a place the Abenaki people had long considered cursed, believing it housed the spirits of the dead. Investigators and researchers have never agreed on an explanation. Serial killer possible, but the victims' ages and genders defy standard patterns. Environmental possible, but no specific hazard was ever identified. Paranormal, explored, never proven. Geographical, the terrain is brutal and unforgiving, but experienced outdoors people don't disappear at this rate anywhere else. What they agree on is this: whatever happened to James Tedford, who stepped onto a bus in the middle of the afternoon and was gone by nightfall, left no evidence, no trace, and no rational account that satisfies the question of how. The bus timetable is still described in case files, still open, still sitting on that empty seat in the dark, waiting for a passenger who never finished the journey home. 5 people, 1 area, 5 years. The date of Tedford's disappearance matching Welden's exactly. That part will not leave me alone. Whether that's coincidence or pattern, I genuinely don't know. But I know it's the kind of detail that makes you feel like there's a shape behind the fog you just can't quite resolve. Drop in the comments what's your read on the Bennington Triangle, serial killer, geography, something else. I want to see what you think. And subscribe to WhisprFrame right now. This is the channel where we don't flinch from the strange edges of real cases. New video every week. Bell notification on, because the next one is already waiting for you.